Alright guys, so I'm not sure what happened in the first video I recorded of this, but we'll have to do it again from the hip. So I've already installed this guy. So this is a 3-step module. What's awesome about this is that you have 3 different rev limits that you can use instead of just 2. My ECU does 2, but what I really want is 3. So I want to use one for my burnout, I'm going to use one for my launch control, and then another one is my standard rev limit. So I'll have my standard rev limit at 6,600 RPM, and then I'll have my burnout one at like 4,000 and my launch control at whatever I can get traction at, so I'll be able to change that depending on the day. So this is really awesome, and I knew that they made a 2-step module, but I didn't know that they had a 3-step module, which is pretty awesome. And they actually make this, so mine's an old analog module. It's a 6AL. This plugs right into the old analog 6AL, which is awesome. And they also make these for the digital boxes too. And yeah, you can get a digital 6AL with like a 2-step or a 3-step in it, but I've already got a 6AL, and this is like 90 bucks to add on to it, which is really awesome. So I'm going to cut to the videos that I took of me installing it. I did a little bit of wiring, and then I'm going to test it out, and we'll see how it works. So you get the module itself, you get some connectors to tap into existing wiring if you need, and then you get the instructions for this guy. Now, I looked up the instructions online for this before I got it, just to see what all I'm getting into, and it's pretty darn simple. So they give you wiring for the 2-step module, and then the 3-step module, so there's still the 2-step there, and they give you the 3-step module over here. So it's pretty cool. Here's the actual mode explanations too, so I got this wrong. So the default mode is module 2. So module 2, that'll be our default mode. And then module 1 is active when 12 volts are applied to the red wire. Module 3 is active when 12 volts are applied to the blue wire. But if 12 volts are applied to the red wire and blue wires at the same time, module 3 is still active. So we'll be in module 2, that'll be our default rev limit. And then module 1 will be active when we go into our launch control, or basically when my line lock's active, then this red wire will be active. And then when 12 volts are applied to the blue wire, this will be our flat shifting. So I'm probably going to have to add a relay for this, because right now I think my clutch switch is just a negative ground, but that's no big deal. Also, the really awesome thing about this is the only thing that we have to give it is a ground signal. So you ground this wire here, the black wire that's on this. You ground this, plug this into your MSD module, and then these wires go to your different inputs. So it's really easy to wire up. That's really awesome. Comes with sticky back tape. I'm going to mount it with screws because I don't want this thing falling out. But there's a note, warning, do not use it with solid core spark plug wires. So the one thing I will say about this is your lead right here that plugs into your 6AL or ignition box. It's not very long. So the problem with that is you'll have to be fairly close to your box. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you can, bring the light over here so you can see. You can see how my box is there. There's what I've got to plug in. So I can't go too terribly far from it, and I'll probably end up right here. It's probably where I'm going to end up. Just so it's close enough I can get to the pills if I need to get them out, and we'll kind of call it good there. I might actually mount it right like this, but we'll see. I'm thinking that's probably a better case scenario, but we'll see how. That'll make it tough to get to my drain fitting when I take it off. That's my only concern. But yeah, that's my only concern with that. So we'll give this a good ground, and then we'll have our signal wires that I'll have to tie into to activate it, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so you can see that. Got it mounted. Thanks, baby. Bring it out here. Careful, the door's going to hit you. There you go. So we got it mounted. So the blue wire, I'm basing off of these instructions here. The default mode is when no wires are active. The module 1 is active when 12 volts are applied to the red wire. And then module 3 when voltage is applied to the blue wire or red and blue wire together. So what I've got here, module 2 is going to be my regular rev limit. That's at 6,600 RPM. Module 1 is going to be my burnout. So that's at 4,000. And then module 3, I've got that set at 3,000. That's for my launch control. So I'll stage using this, do my burnouts, and then I'll turn on my launch control. And then when I launch, I'll turn off the line lock, leave this on until I get traction, and then flip it off, and it'll be active on that one. So it'll be a pretty cool setup. So now it's time to go test it. And as far as the wiring for these, it was just 12 volts. I have a couple of switches inside the car that I have 12 volts that go to each one of these depending on what it is. So this one, module 1 gets 12 volts to the red wire when I have my line lock on. And then module 3 gets power to it when I have my launch control switch on. So now it's time to go test it out, and make sure that the rev limits work. You got a cupcake for me?
Yeah, I got one cupcake.
Nom 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 nom.
No, that's not a camel cupcake. That's a cupcake. No camera.
Not for the camera, it's for the cupcake?
Yeah.
You're so stinking cute.
It's for Daddy.
Okay, thank you. Nom nom. Thanks for the cupcake. Cupcake. Time to go try this out.
The camera will have pink one and yellow one.
The camera wants a pink one. Say thank you. Nom 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 nom.
Thank you. I'm gonna eat the white one. Very tasty. Camera, I want to eat. Thank you for my cupcake.
Okay, so I've got this all installed. Got my 2 switches here. So this one's going to be for the line lock. That activates the about 4,000 RPM. And this is my launch control. That's 3,000 RPM. So we're going to try the line lock first. So we'll turn it on. Switch is on. So it should be right about 3,800 RPM. Perfect. Now we'll try the lower one. So that one should be 3,000 RPM. Awesome. So that works really good. I am really excited to try that out at the track. Awesome. So now I've got that all set up. Got it ready to rock. I tested it. That's really cool how good it holds the RPM. So now I'm going to try it out. So what I really need to do is have a place where I can stop and test it out. That really wasn't a good hit, but I'm really excited to see how it does from a dig. My car, with the tires that I have, starts off really good at about 3,000 RPM, which is where I've got my rev limit set at for my launch controls. Really excited to see how it does on the track. I'm trying to get some videos soon of me actually testing out the launch control, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.